read to you by AudioSloth Station. It Takes Two to Twit Twoo by Paula and Guiliano Ferri. Olive Owl could only say twit. Twit, twit, she went. She couldn't say twoo. She dearly wished to meet another owl who could hoot twoo so that they could twit twoo together. Olive perched high up in her tree and called out, "Twit! Twit!" She listened carefully with her pointy ears. "Ribbit! Ribbit!" came the reply. "Who's there?" said Olive.
"I don't suppose Ribbit will do?" asked the frog.
"No, Ribbit will never do," said Olive. She really needed a twoo to go with her twit. "Twit! Twit! Twit!" called Olive, trying again. Her pointy ears were pricked, listening carefully. "Quack! Quack! Quack! Quack!" came the reply. "Who's there?" said Olive. "I don't suppose a quack will do?" asked the duck. "I'm sorry," said Olive sadly. She was hoping for a twoo. This time Olive shouted, "Twit!" a bit louder, hoping that somewhere, someone with a lovely twoo might hear her. "Grrr!" came the reply. "Who's there?" called Olive.
"I don't suppose a grrr will do?"
asked the great big grizzly bear. Olive sighed. "No, not at all, I'm afraid." What she really wanted was a hooty tooty twoo. Twit! 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 This time Olive carried on twitting over and over again, hoping that her dream owl would surely hear her. "Anyone there?" she called out. Before long, new friends surrounded Olive. Everyone had heard her twits and had come to find out what all the fuss was about. Everyone, that was, apart from Albert. Albert lived far away in another tree in another wood over the hill. "Twoo!" he tooted, but nobody could hear him. What Albert wanted more than ever was a twit to go with his twoo. Somewhere in the distance he thought he could hear a terrible din of quacking, oinking, growling, croaking, hissing, meowing, buzzing, squeaking and woofing, and the odd hee-haw. Olive looked down at the duck, the cat, the donkey, the frog, the dog, the snake, the bee, the pig, the mouse, and the great big grizzly bear. "What will you do if you can't find a twoo?" they asked. "I don't know. Please can you help me?" said Olive. Together they all took a huge, deep breath. "Tweet!" they shouted at the tops of their voices. They hushed and listened for a reply. Sure enough, from a faraway wood over the hill, someone had heard them. "Twoo! Twoo-hoo!" hooted Albert, hardly able to believe what he was hearing. "Twit!" There it was again! Albert was excited and set off in the direction of the twit, calling "Twoo!" as he flew. "Woohoo! I heard it! I really heard it!" said Olive, her feathers all afluster. Albert landed on the tree right next to her. They had found each other at last. "Twoo!" he said. "Twit!" said Olive.
"Grrr!"
said the great big grizzly bear.
"That's the wrong way round."
"Twit! Twoo!" said Olive and Albert, one after the other. The animals cheered. Olive and Albert continued twitting and twooing together until dawn, when they snuggled up for a well-earned sleep. Many people hear twit twoo and don't realise that it takes 2 owls to make the sound. The female calls twit and the male answers with twoo. Tawny owls build their nests in holes in trees. They can only see as well as we do at night, but they use their extra sensitive ears to hunt for food. Once a couple, tawny owls usually stay together for life. Ah.